Hello, thank you for joining me. We are working on handwriting practice today, and we are going to practice writing a few different letters. You can use lined paper if you don't have the next thing I'm going to show you, or you can be writing in the My Handwriting Practice packet that I sent home. Now, I'm using paper that has pretty close lines, and sometimes the lines are too close together for my practice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to darken my top line. You can use a ruler for this if you have a hard time drawing a straight line. And I'm going to skip a line and draw down there. And then I'm going to add dashed lines between them. Maybe you have lined paper like this at home, or maybe you remember using this in lower elementary where you had that extra line. Okay, so we are going to learn the proper formation of a few different letters. The first one we're going to start with is my favorite because it starts my name. It's the magic C. I'm really lucky because both my first name and my last name start with the magic C. And so we're going to start working with lowercase magic C's. Now, magic C's are really cool because we use them all the time. I bet you didn't even realize that you're writing with a magic C when you're writing. So the way a magic C works, let me make you larger. The way a magic C works is you start just below the halfway mark and you go up to it and then back around. Do you see that? I'm going to do another one. You start just below the dotted line and you make your loop and you come around. And that's how you make the magic C. You're going to find out why we call it the magic C in just a little bit, but feel free to make a line of magic C's. Now, magic C's are really quite special. We use the shape from the magic C to form many of our other letters. And you can see there, oh, I can fit one more. Okay, I did one whole row of magic C's. Now I want you to see what I was saying. Oh, see, I want you to think about what I said. Many of our letters are formed by a magic C. I'm going to add another line here so that I have somewhere to write my next letter. This one isn't quite as magical as the C, but this one also can be found in other letters. This is the A. We write a lowercase a by starting with our magic C, and then we come up to the dotted line and then down. We make a magic C, come up and down. That's how we make an A. Magic C, come up and go down. Magic C, up and 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 down. And you can see the A is made just like the magic C. Now, A is your first letter in your handwriting packet if you have one of these packets at home. These packets work by giving you a little dot, and that dot on the first line you're practicing is where you're going to practice. The first one is your example line. The second one you're going to trace to give yourself the feel. Magic C, up and down. Magic C, up and down. You see that right here, magic C, up and down. And so you're going to trace the A's in this line, and then you're going to use this dot to help you get started with your A's in the second row. And then you have all of these lines to practice your A's, all of these lines. You're going to start at the dot. Sometimes, do you see how I turned my paper a little bit? It's hard for me to write straight on, like my hand doesn't do that. But if I turn my paper slightly to the side, then I can do it really easy. Magic C, up and down. Magic C, up and down. Okay, now you've practiced making the letter A. I want to make another letter. And so here is our practice sheet. We're going to work on the D. So I'm going to give myself another workspace. Now D is a fun letter to do. D has a magic C and an A in it. Oh, let me finish my A row. Okay, I finished my A's. All right. D is a fun letter. D is a magic C, but up like an A, but all the way to the top, back down. So it's like an A, only it's taller. It's like this. Up and down. Magic C, up and down. The A just went magic C, up and down. The D goes magic C, up and down. You like my sound effects? You can think about that while you're practicing. Magic C, up and down. You might notice that my letters have this little dangly on the back side. That's called a tail, and it will help you when we transition into cursive. So it's important that you practice putting that on there. Okay, our next letter that we're going to practice is an O, and I'm sure you've already mastered the O. The O is kind of like a magic C, but you go all the way around. So you start here, go around and up. It's like a magic C that you just keep going. Magic C all the way around. Magic C around. Magic C, keep going. Magic C, don't stop. You can see it's like a magic C that connects back up. There they are. There's my O's. See how I'm trying to stay between the bottom and the halfway mark? Some of them got a little smaller, but your goal is to stay in that half. Okay, we have one more letter that we're going to practice today. Today, we're going to practice a letter. This letter is kind of like the A, kind of like the D, but it's a little bit different. Okay, we're going to make a G. We start with the magic C, come up like an A, but then make our little loop below the line. Now, it's important to remember that the G dangles below the line. You don't want to make it up here in the space. That's wrong. You want to make it like a magic C up to an A and down with a tail. The G's dangle below the line. They're sitting on the line like an A, but their tail dangles below the line. Magic C to an A, down below the line. Magic C up like an A and then down below the line. Magic C up, down below the line. Magic C up to an A and down below the line. So a G is like an A, but with a tail that dangles below the line. I hope that you got to see all the things that make a magic C special. The next page in your practice has the D, an O, and a G. So this week for your handwriting practice, I would like you to practice your A page, your magic C with your A page, and your page with your D, O, and G. A, D, O, G, a dog. That's kind of fun. Okay, so those are pages 5 and page 6. Your follow-up for this week is going to be pages 5 and 6. You may have a follow-up that looks like this. You may have practice that looks like this on regular paper. And then you should be completing pages 5 and 6 in your handwriting packet. Okay, I can't wait to see your A, D, O, and G and pages 5 and 6 this week. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.